Everyone. So here I welcome you in our chapter number 6 of economics, that is unemployment. In our previous lecture we were discussing about the types of unemployment. In that we also discussed the two types of unemployment already, which were open unemployment. That means those individuals who are ready to work at the current wage rate but they cannot get the job even after willing to do the job. So they are called fully unemployed or openly unemployed. Another thing was underemployment, that when the laborers are getting the job but they are unable to utilize their full capacity of work. So they are called unemployed. Today we are going to discuss three more types of unemployment, that is disguised, cyclical and frictional. Disguised unemployment is something that we started in the last lecture. So you already know that I have discussed the meaning of it. So disguised unemployment means hidden unemployment, in that when there are too many persons are employed at the given level of technology and a few persons are removed from the work, the total production does not change, and then there exists the disguised unemployment. In that I also gave you an example that about the farmers working on a 100-acre or 4 acres land. So you know this that if 15 farmers are working on 2 acres land, the ultimate production will not be changed even after if you remove 3 or 4 farmers out of it. So you know that these also I gave you a very basic example which is not related to economics, of course, but it looks something like that. 6 to 7 persons picking up just one table. So you know that the rest of the persons are of no use, because 2 or 3 persons are enough to pick a table, but there are 6 to 7 persons are working on it. So rest of the persons are working on it, but their efforts are worthless, because their being there or not being there will not make any difference. So it could also be defined that given the resources and technique of production in overpopulated developing economies, agricultural sector has zero marginal productivity. So disguised unemployment has zero marginal productivity. So what is marginal productivity? Marginal productivity means difference which will be created by adding or removing one or more persons into the production. So if 10 persons are producing something, and if I am adding 5 more persons in that production, and if because of adding 5 additional persons in the production, if production is increasing, then we can say that it is marginal productivity. That means the effect that will happen due to addition or removal of additional human beings or human laborers into something. So this has zero marginal productivity, means even if you add or remove any new members in the production, it will not make any difference. So in relation to this definition, it can be said that disguised unemployment has zero marginal productivity. One more thing that you all know, that there are three sectors in an economy, which are agricultural, industrial and tertiary, that is service sector. So as you all know that in developing countries, more people are reliable on primary sector rather than the industrial or service sector. So in these type of countries, other sectors than agriculture have lesser scope, or government is not putting efforts to develop these industrial or service sector. So resultingly what happens, that especially in the rural areas, that people rely more over the agriculture. So in India, poor development of sectors other than agriculture puts heavy burden on the agriculture sector for employment, because that's the only option they are left with. So they will do the agricultural activities, and if the surplus laborers are removed from this agricultural production, then also agricultural production will not increase. So as the marginal productivity of these laborers are zero, they are said to be disguisedly unemployed. Looking at them, you may feel that they are working on the field, but actually their working on the field or not working on the field is not making any difference. In cities also, in industries and business, this kind of unemployment, which is disguised unemployment, can be seen. Commonly, the businesses where labor is borne by the families themselves and wages are not paid in monetary terms, in such a case, disguised unemployment takes place. What does this example convey? That if a family is running a business and that family consists of, for example, 7 members, and they are running a grocery shop, and all these 7 members are working in that grocery shop. So you can understand what I am trying to say, that in that grocery shop 7 members are actually not required. So looking at the shop, you may feel that all these 7 members are working, but almost more than 3 or 4 persons out of them are not making any difference by working in that grocery shop. So that is what happens in the urban areas or the sectors apart from the agriculture. So here also there is an example is given that if 10 hectare land is to be optimally used, then maximum 5 laborers can be employed, but due to unavailability of work anywhere else, the other 3 members of the family also join the same. So this is exactly matching example what I gave you in the last lecture, that even after they join, the total production does not increase, and then the other 3 laborers are called disguisedly unemployed, means hidden unemployment. So these laborers visibly do not seem to be unemployed. That is what I told you, that looking at them we might feel that they are working on the field, but actually their working or not working is not making any difference on it. So this is what the disguised unemployment is. So disguised unemployment means hidden unemployment. Moving on, and this is cyclical unemployment. So cyclical unemployment is also something that I told you in the last lecture. We briefly discussed about this. So there is one point, that disequilibrium between investors and saving class. See, one more thing I would like to say, that especially in the finance sectors, there are 2 type of persons can be found out. One who are the savers, and the others who are the seekers. Seekers means those persons who are willing to start something or initiate the business, but they are running short of fund, means they seek funding. And there are other class who are the savers. Savers means those persons who have surplus amount of money, but they do not have any way to use them. So here we are talking about the savers class, and in savers class there are also 2 subclasses, means savers and investors. So there is a basic difference between saving and investment, that when you are saving your money, that money is not actually productively used, but when you are using your money somewhere as a part of your investment, the money will eventually grow, and you will get a return in the form of interest or dividend or something like that. So there is a basic difference, that when you are willing to grow your money by putting them in the productive way, it is called investment, but when you are not doing that, it is simply saving, so it will not eventually grow. So there is a disequilibrium between investors and saving class, means when savers actually invest their money in the market, what happens, that circulation of money happens, that if I am investing my money into the capital market, then some companies who are willing to borrow money or get money or get capital from the market, they will have money which I have saved. So money is moving from saver to the seeker, and this is called mobilization of money, that money is moving from saver to seeker. So when I am giving my money to some seeker, he will use his money in his production or in his business, and eventually what will happen, that his products will be sold in the market, and this is how the money circulation will happen. So in a capitalist type of economy, investors and saving classes are distinct classes, so that it creates a disequilibrium, and as a result sometimes economy faces prosperity and depression. You have seen all these kinds of words in the trade cycle in the 11th standard. This is a part of economic cycle. So prosperity and depression are the opposites of each other. So prosperity, when prosperity is the economical situation, what will happen, that there will be high investment, high production, high income and high employment. And this is also a cycle, that people are getting more employment, so they will have more money, so they can save more. When they can save more, they will invest. When they will invest, the seekers will be able to produce more, they will gain income more. So this is the prosperity or prosperous phase of economic cycle, and that's when the economy will start booming. But when depression happens, which is exact opposite of prosperity, everything will be in the reverse scenario. And the basic characteristic of depression is people are running short of money or short of fund or short of cash in hand. So in that situation, what will happen, that the demand of the goods will be reduced. So when reduction in demand of goods happen, you can understand that when there is a lesser demand, what will happen, that the producers will get the lesser demand, and hence they will need to reduce the production. And if they are reducing the production, simply you can understand that there will be reduction in the profit as well. And when there is a reduction in profit, they will not be able to pay enough wages to the employees of the producer. So this is also a process, that reduction in demand of goods and services, which causes reduction in production, and eventually they will have to retrench the employees. Retrench the employees means they will have to remove the staff from their offices or factories or whatever they are, whatever their organization is. And that is what happened in last year also, when this COVID pandemic happened, that due to the lockdown and reduction of demand, people eventually had to either reduce the production or completely shut down the production units. So due to this, depression became the reason for the unemployment. And if you are asked in a question that what is the reason for cyclical unemployment, so depression will be the answer. There are a few other names of the cyclical unemployment, which are cyclical, depressive, or trade cycle unemployment. In 1929 or in 30, United States of America faced Great Depression, and its effect was faced by many countries in the world. And in the history of economics, this is one of the biggest depression period or depressive periods, which is called Great Depression. Presently also, sometimes developed countries like America, England faces this type of unemployment. In India, due to capitalist market mechanism, every now and then cyclical unemployment can be seen. This happened last year when COVID pandemic happened. Also, before COVID pandemic, when demonetization happened, this type of scenario was observed, because lot of money lost their cash, which were unidentified or uncleared. So that happened. To solve this problem, the state should invest in productive and developmental activities and provide employment to maximum people and try to increase their income levels. Because when income rises, whatever process we discussed in the prosperity will eventually come up, and the economy can be brought out of the depression and moved towards the prosperity. So this is all about the cyclical and unemployment. The next is called frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment has a few reasons. What are these reasons? This unemployment happens because of either change in demand or production, or taste and preferences, technology, or new goods. Change in demand means when people's demand shifts, means whatever they were demanding a few years back, suddenly their demand is changing and they are not demanding the goods that you are producing. Eventually you will have to reduce or shut down your production. Taste and preferences means suddenly what happens, that people change their taste or preferences, means there is a change in their taste. This happens usually in the case of fashion industry. In fashion industry, you might seem that a fashion will last usually 2 to 3 or 5 years max to max. After that, a fashion will change, and eventually the garment industry or textile industry will have to either change their production method, or they will have to shut down their industrial unit, because the goods that they are producing are no more in the demand right now, or new goods are arriving in the market which are better than the previous ones. These are the few reasons. So when in production process, because of changes in demand or production, or due to change in taste and preferences, or new technologies invention, or new goods entering in the market, and unemployment arises, then this type of unemployment is called frictional unemployment. In a developed nation, when old production system is replaced by a new production system, then the units with old production system face economic loss and shut down. What happens, that the larger industries, or those industries which are coming from the foreign countries, they are receiving funds from the foreign countries, and this is why they are able to adapt to the new technology very faster than in comparison to the local producers. So what happens, that they are not running short of capital, so they can keep on changing their production system by installing the new machineries and factories, which will affect directly to the local or small scale producers, that because they are having obsolete technology of production, they will not be able to cope up the manufacturing speed or quality of their competitors. So they will have to eventually shut down their unit because they are running short of capital, so they will not be able to adapt to the new technological changes that are happening. So this is why replacement of all production system by newer system will create this unemployment. So because this producer shut down his production and he has to close this his business, his staff will remain unemployed. The prime example of this you can consider is the changes that are happening in the technological area, especially in the mobile phones. So when you were kid, when we were of your age, we were using the older phones which were not smartphones, which were not having internet technology. They were simply having the functions like we can call, we can receive the call, or we can call someone, text messages, games and camera, or max to max there were music system in the mobile phone, but we were not able to connect our phone to the internet connectivity or etc things. But when with the invention of Android operating system, there was a revolutionary changes in the mobile field, and that created this mass production and demand of Android phones. And with that, adding to it, in 2016 Reliance 4G announced this Jio 4G, which was free for a year, and then they reduced their rates to that level that now even relatively poor or middle class or lower middle class people can also afford to have internet connection at their homes. So what happened, that those companies who could not adapt to these technological changes are no more in existence. For example, you can take these examples of Carbon Mobile or Spice Mobile or Intex Mobile or Zolo Mobile, Lava Mobiles. These companies are no more in the existence because they could not adapt to the technological changes that happened in this field. Rather than Oppo and Vivo could bear the upgradation, and they are now in the leading companies apart from Samsung and Apple. So those companies who could not adapt to the technological changes are no more in existence. So you can imagine that those engineers or workers who are working in these mobile companies would have become unemployed in that time. So this is called frictional unemployment, which is happening due to changes in the market system. So that's it for today. We have discussed the three kinds of unemployment today. They are disguised, cyclical and frictional. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the causes of unemployment, and with this, the types of unemployment ends. So we have already discussed the 5 types of unemployment. They are open, underemployment, disguised, cyclical, and frictional. So we will move to the causes of unemployment. Till then, take care. Thank you, and we will see you soon.